Hey, wrestling fans. Welcome to One Winged Wrestling, where we help you navigate the complex world of pro wrestling, bringing you the best matches, world class wrestlers, and news you can count on. At One Winged Wrestling, we bring the elite to you. My name is Bill Cutbush, and Krishna Denai is detained. He will be joining us momentarily, but for now, you can listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. It's been a nice day here in Toronto, sunny, beautiful, warm. Got myself a solid cup of Kirkland's own brand of dark roast coffee. So I am ready to talk some wrestling tonight, as is, I believe, Mr. Deny. But there was well, to back it up to something a little sadder, there was an unfortunate tragedy today in Toronto in our GO trains. There was a fatality on the tracks and it delayed him from getting home. So, our thoughts go out to the families of whoever was involved. I don't know anything beyond. It was just a fatality, and it's sad when that kind of thing happens. But you know, yeah, it's anyway. Thoughts go out to the family. But tonight we will be talking about AEW Dynamite. And if you missed it, we had a ton of news to talk about on Monday. You can go back and check out that show if you want on any of your favorite podcast feeds. But tonight it's Dynamite, which means Krishna and I, once he gets here, will be predicting the card tonight. What do we think might happen? Well, which matches are we gonna like? Which one do we think is gonna be match of the night, right? Then we're gonna go away. We're gonna watch the show. We're gonna come back, even though it'll seem like we're never gone, and we're gonna review it and see, did our predictions come true? Usually they don't. What do we like? What do we not? And most importantly, did anything reach that all important Omega level? But let me tell you a little bit about what we got coming up this week for you, though, because as we know, tonight's Dynamite is the go home show for Double or Nothing. So we will be, of course, watching that show live with probably most of you on Sunday night. And we will be doing a prediction show ahead of time. So we'll give you all of our thoughts, our ideas, what we think is going to happen at that show, and we'll have that up for you probably. I'm going to guess Saturday if the schedule all works out. You never can tell. Sometimes jobs and life get in the way, but all things being equal, we should have that show up for you on Saturday. And yeah, and of course, we will be right back with our review show. Should be posted pretty early on Monday for the Double or Nothing pay per view. And then we'll be right back at you that night with another episode of OWW Weekly, where we'll look at everything else that's going on, including a number of shows that are going on this weekend. It's not just AEW that's running Double or Nothing, there is a big Stardom pay per view, but I suspect it won't be up on World yet. And there's also the New Japan Super Best of the Super Juniors finals, and I believe Will Ospreay might be participating in a little progress tournament this weekend. So there's lots of stuff to look forward to. But that's Monday, and the pay-per-view Sunday tonight is Dynamite. And I'm going to get into the predictions since Mr. Deny has not shown up yet. We have a lot of segments on this show. Let's see, we have 5 talking segments on this show. I suspect not all of them will be talking, but there are 5 and 5 matches. So we're getting kind of a balanced episode of AEW and AET, all elite talking. So the first thing is we're going to hear from Ricky Starks. Now, I'm sure this will have something to do with Jay White. I'm sure he's going to call out Jay White, or Jay White's going to ambush him, or something like that. Is it going to set up a match for Double or Nothing? Probably. I mean, I think there's room for a few more matches on this card. I think it would only go to about 10:30, 11 o'clock with the number of matches they have now, and they've got to at least push midnight, right? We're talking AEW pay-per-view. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking that we're going to get some involvement from Bullet Club Gold. Gee, I don't really need a crystal ball for that, do I? The second talking segment is we're going to hear from the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR. Now, I mean, let's face it, this is going to be interrupted 5 ways from Sunday by, Jay Lethal and his gang. So, again, I really kind of don't care about this segment. I mean, it could have some laughs in it, maybe, maybe, but I don't know. This is another match. I kind of don't care about this match on the pay-per-view. I can't see those guys actually beating FTR for the titles. So it just feels like a filler match to me because you know who you want having the tag team titles going into Forbidden Door, right? You want FTR. Those guys can have, well, I would say in all likelihood, a better match with a tag team from New Japan than Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Now, Jay Lethal's amazing. Jeff Jarrett's Jeff Jarrett. I don't know. Anyway,
Well,
I
clearly you didn't hear my prediction yesterday about Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus the House of Torture, the ultimate
right.
match at
Oh yeah,
Forbidden
yeah, that's
Door.
right. That's right. I do remember that. But was that during before or after I spit water all over my computer?
I think it was afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. I really meant to tweet the elite today and tell them they need to put a "do not try this at home" warning
The Kenny Omega.
on the Kenny Omega segments, but I haven't done
But
that yet. I may
Bill,
do it later.
we should have known that. Anything Kenny Omega does, should we really be trying that stuff at home? Come on. This guy is the god of pro wrestling. We shouldn't be trying any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm bringing 2 water bottles over when we watch the pay-per-view Sunday. I'm just putting that out there. We're going to be practicing. Anyway, yeah, I was talking about it. We were into the predictions of
Mhm.
Dynamite already, since I told them you were late and why you were late, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Um, I started with the "we will hear from Ricky Starks." Do you have anything to say about Ricky Starks before we get back
No,
to FTR?
it's one of those things I just don't care about. Like I don't understand what's happening right now. Like listen, out of the two of us, I think I probably have been higher on Ricky Starks,
Yes.
right? And right now I'm just bored. I'm just so bored with him. Um yeah, I don't know.
Can Jay White just like kill him, get over, and
I
get onto a
know.
better feud?
Yeah, anybody else? Like, hey, Jay White, there's some people on Collision. I'd rather see you wrestle than Ricky Starks.
Indeed.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yes, and then what about FTR and Lethal and Jarrett there? Any
Yeah,
thoughts?
no, I mean, like, as I said, like we know what's happening here. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why this match even is taking place. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, we know why. I mean, Mark Briscoe is involved somehow, but like, this is the best we can do
Yeah.
with these belts that apparently are a joke right now. This is the like, what belt outside of I'm thinking about AEW belts right now.
Yes.
My comment was gonna be what belt outside of blank is not a joke in AEW,
Right. I would still say that the World Championship is not a joke.
and maybe Orange
Um,
Cassidy's belt.
oh yeah,
The
the
yeah,
international
yeah.
championship is clearly not a joke because like people have tried and tried and tried to take that belt off him and are failing. It's one of the most epic championship runs in
Mhm.
the company. But
So
yeah, I mean, I don't think the women's title is a joke. Jamie Hayter has certainly not made it a joke.
no,
So,
no,
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're building up the matches super well, but she certainly has been a great champion.
and she's been injured. So
I would say that the only couple joke champions are Wardlow, um,
Cargill
Cargill,
and the
um,
tag team belts
and
right
the tag team
now.
belts. Yes, that's about it. The House of Black's fine with the trios titles. I
Yeah.
mean, I think most titles in AEW are pretty important. I think it's just the 2 or 3 there. It's like these spare belts, right? Like, why do we have 2 women's titles?
I don't know.
Why do we need another belt with the TBS title when we have the international championship?
Oh, no.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It's like we have all these extra belts now. So I'm like, hey, we're gonna have 2 shows.
Yeah, I
So,
guess.
yep. There you go. So talking segment number 3, and it may be talking segments number 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll
Mhm.
hear from all 4 pillars.
I'm kind of hoping it's all at once and not like all like talking segments for them. Listen, I like the little segments they did, the vignettes last week. That was good.
Mhm.
But maybe get them all together. Have them because it's the countdown or the go home show, I guess, to Double or Nothing. Um, so yeah, have them all come out and have them all like say what they have to do. Now, I think what was it, a couple weeks ago they did come out and they spent like almost half an hour out there.
Mhm.
Maybe not that much time, but like
Yes.
have them talk to each other.
Yeah. Like a couple minutes each. Just say what you
Yeah.
need to say, get on with it. We all know MJF's winning this match anyway. So can we just like I'm sure the match will be great, but it's one of those matches where you're just like, we know what's happening,
Yeah.
guys. Can we just move on? Okay. And that brings us to Tony Khan will announce the first location for AEW Collision. Now, you have all of our thoughts, like I mentioned on Monday. Krishna and I spent a good chunk of time talking about everything that happened. So if you want to know all that, go back and listen. But what do you think is going to happen tonight?
I think, again, rumors. I don't know. I think Tony Khan's going to announce Chicago tonight.
Yep.
I think you're right. He's going to announce CM Punk as well.
Yep.
So,
oh yeah, this the scuttlebutt the last few hours. It's been going around. There's a couple reports kicking around that everything's been resolved, and I mean these like rumors, like you said. I haven't seen anything substantiating them.
Yeah,
but the scuttlebutt is things are looking. Brian Alvarez mentioned it on the afternoon podcast, and so yeah, I think it's a done deal as well. I think we're gonna get CM Punk. I think we're gonna get the United Center, and that'll be it. That'll be your first collision, and then I think we're gonna probably sell some more tickets. Because hey, listen, ultimately, what do we want? We want wrestling to do well.
Yeah,
and this whether you and I are like, yay, CM Punk or not, and like, hey, I used to be a huge CM Punk fan. It doesn't matter. This will help AEW, I think, in the long run.
Agreed.
So, yep. And finally, we have Chris Jericho and Adam Cole's official contract signing for their unsanctioned match at Double or Nothing, in which both of them will sit politely at a table and quietly sign their contracts and hand them to the legal staff there.
So
that's about right.
So why are we having a contract signing if it's an unsanctioned match?
Unsanctioned match. I know.
None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. But of course, this is Shenanigan City. Obviously, Jericho wants some revenge for Cole for attacking him. I'm assuming that the JAS are going to show up, and potentially, I'm thinking Cole gets beaten down here, which would kind of lead to him obviously winning at Double or Nothing. But again, as we said on the Monday show or Tuesday show, that even if he loses, it's a lights out match. It doesn't go against his record, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Of course. So as Bill was saying, nothing's gonna happen. Of course, things are gonna happen because it's a contract signing. What about every other match? What about every other match that's booked? How come they don't get a little contract signing segment?
I know, right? Like, how come we get like an in the ring contract signing? Like, what about why isn't this done for every single match on the card? First, they have to sign the contract. Yeah. Oh my God, could you imagine? Wrestling would suck so hard. Okay. Well, we do have 5 matches on this episode of AEW Talking. So let's see. We will start off with we have Daniel Garcia taking on Roderick Strong in a match announced only in the last few hours.
Yeah, today I'm looking at the 5. You said 5 matches, right?
For
these 5 matches, there are some can be really good matches here. And Roderick Strong is really good, and Daniel Garcia is fantastic. So this is tough. Like, I'm just looking at these matches. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to book this match again out of 5. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is number. So that one's last. I know which match is last. If that match is last, then I'm gonna say this one is probably number 4. I'm booking it at number 4.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the only reason because I see a couple people on here that I really like, and that's what's kind of taking, like my bias over this. So I'm gonna book it as number 4. I think it's gonna be a good match, and I want them to steal 1 to 3. But I'm gonna put it as number 4.
I have it at number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right. And I'll tell you why I think the match that you've placed higher, I think it's going to be 4. I think we both agree on what number 5 is going to be, but okay. Daniel Garcia versus Roderick Strong. Daniel Garcia, love him. Amazing in the ring. Roderick Strong, man, did he show some stuff last week that I really hadn't seen him do much of in NXT. So I think this is going to be a hell of a match. Roderick Strong's going to beat up Daniel Garcia, and Daniel Garcia is going to out wrestle Roderick Strong, and it's going to be interesting. Shenanigans, probably. It's also why it's going to hit my number 3 spot. I can't see this being non-shenanigan. So yeah, we'll see. Although the shenanigans could happen after the match and keep the match clean. So you never know. But I think it's going to be a really good match. I'm looking forward to it. This brings us to Taya Valkyrie versus Lady Frost.
So number one is so what we were saying. This is the number one match.
Yeah, match of the
Yeah.
night. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this is number five. Listen, I haven't been impressed with Taya Valkyrie, and honestly, I've been thinking about this. If Taya Valkyrie beats Jade Cargill, nothing changes for me about that title. Like absolutely nothing changes. I'm like, whatever. This title, I still don't like it. So yeah, number five. Sure, it's gonna be like it's just gonna be Taya Valkyrie beating Lady Frost. So I
Yeah,
don't know what else to say.
squash.
Yeah,
I don't even think Lady Frost is going to get much offense. This is just going to be a very good. This will be a Jade Cargill style squash match where
probably.
she's going to use her version of the Jaded to
Oh
take out
yes.
Lady Frost and send a message, and
What does
that'll
she
be
call it?
it.
Valhalla or something like that?
Yeah,
Or
something
it's
about
Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, see, you said that. I'm sitting here being bored with Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie, and I'm like, hey, have you seen the Seven Kings Must Die yet?
I did see something. I saw it the day it came out.
Man, phenomenal
It was
movie.
a
Hey,
good movie. I
holy
enjoyed
crap. We
myself in
finally
that
watched
movie.
it on the weekend. It's
Yeah.
great. Anyway, sorry, that came to my mind when you said Valhalla. So anyway. And then we have House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews
Mhm.
versus Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik in an open house rules match for the AEW World Trios Championship.
So before I say what about this talk about this match, did you see what Danhausen posted on Twitter? That
No.
the house that if he was wrestling the House of Black, the house rule would be whoever wins, Danhausen gets to join the House of Black.
Oh, I love it.
I was like, that
Oh,
is friggin' hilarious.
please. That's the best. Oh, could you imagine Danhausen with the House of
So
Black?
it would
Like
be
they're all
so
sitting there being super serious and he keeps popping up.
I would love to see Malachi keep character like that.
Oh, it'd be
So
the best.
so
Hey,
this
Tony Khan, do it. Do
do it.
it.
Yeah, so this match I think is gonna be great, and then I was originally gonna put it my number two, but I'm gonna put it as my number three. And the reason I'm putting it as number three because I kind of feel like this might be also a squash match, so that's why I'm putting it there. But I'm really hoping for like good things from obviously Grand Metalik. I don't is he called it Grand
No,
Metalik
he's just
still or just
Metalik
Metalik?
now. He's
Um,
no longer Grand.
still great, just regular Metalik
He's
now.
regular Metalik.
Standard Metalik. All
Yep.
right. Blake Christian and Air Fox. I'm hoping for some offense from them, but I'm kind of feeling they're gonna get squashed. So that's why I'm like, okay, you know what, number three. But again, possibility of moving up, we don't know, right?
Yep.
But because the House of Black are just amazing, so I'm slotting this in number three.
Yep. Well, AR Fox is 0-8 in AEW, I believe.
Oh my
So- So, dude, this is a pure squash. The only reason it's my number four is because Taya Valkyrie and thing will be a worse squash. I this is gonna be the House of Black comes down and beats up three geeks around the ring. That's
yeah,
exactly what this is. They're just going to
basically.
demolish these three guys in a very quick fashion because there's a lot of talking to do on this show. They don't have time for wrestling on this show when they have 787 promos to cut. Okay. And pieces of paper to sign at desks calmly in the ring.
That's right.
Okay.
That's very correct.
That is. So wait to hear my recap of this contract sign. It'll be epic. It'll be exactly what I'm saying. Two guys sitting calmly, signing
Calmly
contracts.
sign.
Yeah.
Waste
Exactly.
everyone's time because of like 5 minutes of just contract signing and that's it.
Exactly. It'll be pretty great. Here's your contract. Thank you. Pardon me. Do you have a pen, sir?
Yeah.
Then we have Orange Cassidy, the international champion, one of the probably most prestigious belts in all of professional wrestling right now, taking on Kyle Fletcher for the AEW International Championship.
Yeah, I think this is probably gonna be the match of the night. I think Cassidy has shown that he's like his character you'd never assume would have went well with anything, right? Even when he first signed AEW, I'm kind of like, what is this guy's gimmick? It's not, I don't get it. But man, when it hits, it hits. Like when you get who he is, like his character is perfect just for him. Kyle Fletcher is awesome. I mean, it's sad to hear what happened to Mark Davis, obviously. So it's good that Fletcher is getting some time. And they're both great wrestlers. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be the match that gets to go the distance. I think. Cassie's obviously winning this match, but I mean, like it's going to be a really good showing for Fletcher. So I'm giving it the match of the night.
Yeah, it's I went back and forth between this one and the other match we haven't talked about yet and went, oh, which one? And I went
Same.
this one 1B.
Yeah.
So it's
And
1B to the 1A.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
originally was gonna go with exactly what you're saying right now, but I
Yep.
thought about it, I'm like, I
hmm
wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, and this could quite easily be 1A. So,
Hmm.
I went this with 1B though, so I'm going to stick to my guns for now and say this is going to be the second best match on the show. But you're right, this is going to be phenomenal. Kyle Fletcher's amazing. Orange Cassidy's amazing. It's going to be very predictable. Orange Cassidy will win this match.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher is not taking the international championship. So, it'd be kind of cool if he did. It would be very international then, but that ain't happening. I think they'll give us a couple spots where we will think it's happening, but
Hmm.
it ain't happening.
It ain't happening. Agreed.
Right. But oh my God, both these guys can go. So this match
Hmm.
is just going to be terrific. Um, and finally, we have the match that obviously I've called my 1A and Krishna has called his 1B. The Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo, taking on Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. That's right, Krishna, Claudio Castagnoli.
Castagnoli. Okay, see, I even tried to say it and I messed it up. You know what? Forget it, Claudio. Forget it. Just keep going. Let's move on. Claudio.
Yep. So that match is happening.
So yeah, this is my 1B, I guess. And this is the one I went back and forth as well on because I was like, yo, Rey Fenix and
Mhm.
Penta. Like as I said, Rey Fenix to me is the single best luchador I've ever seen in my life. Right?
Mhm.
So him, Penta with his being Penta stuff, and the Blackpool Combat Club. Like this is gonna be hard hitting because one thing that everyone talks about is Rey Fenix is really stiff in the ring, but hey, he takes some shots. Like let's be real here. He gives some shots and he takes it too. So this is gonna be a hard hitting match. I'm very curious if this is gonna be anything like. Well, I don't. Well, I doubt it, but I doubt Claudio and Mox are gonna win the belts. I
You
doubt
mean
it.
Wheeler?
Oh, Wheeler, sorry, Wheeler. Yeah, are gonna win the belts. Um, but I'm wondering if if there's gonna be like a Blackpool Combat Club beatdown at the end of the match, right? Because remember, there's beating people down, right? And do the Elite show up tonight? Because if the Elite show up, maybe hey, maybe they continue some storylines. Who knows? But I'm very like this match. Great, it's gonna be fantastic. Like Wheeler Yuta is gonna this if there's one guy who can sell stuff, man, Will Herder really takes a beating all the time. So yeah, this match can be great. Again, my 1B, but it easily can be the 1A.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
You
fantastic.
just I just thought of something. What if this match doesn't even happen? What if the Blackpool Combat Club never makes it to the ring? And where
And
the
then
hell is Don Callis on this card?
and then they have to replace this match with a Jade Cargill match and a Wardlow match back to back.
Or Jay Cargill versus Wardlow?
Wardlow. They put their championships on the line
Oh, I can't wait for AEW Fight Forever. Jade Cargill versus Wardlow
versus Wardlow.
on AEW Dark every week. Oh, anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm wondering about that, but like I think I've raised a valid point. Where's Don Callis? What's going on with Kenny and Don Callis? Why is that
That's
not being
that
mentioned in
and
this go home for the pay-per-view
that
show?
was my problem. Kind of like, so what is up with it? Well, like where was the story? Why
hmm
isn't there an elite segment? Why isn't there a Don? You're right, a Don Callis segment. Maybe they're gonna happen. Maybe they are,
hmm
and maybe they're surprises, right? Um, but yeah, after last week when you left off with all that stuff and people were so hyped,
hmm
nothing, like absolutely
Right.
nothing right now. Something's happening. Has to.
You're right. It has to. I mean, you can't just let that storyline drop before the
Mhm.
pay-per-view, and they have an Anarchy in the Arena match to hype up on this show for the pay-per-view. So that
Yeah.
continues to lead me to believe I suspect that the Blackpool Combat Club guys aren't making it to the ring.
Oh, okay. You think they're gonna get it jumped
I think
outside?
this is a red herring. There's just going to be a brawl start in the back,
Okay.
and we're going to get
I
a.
was thinking maybe same thing too. You're right.
But what does Don Callis have to do with it?
I'm telling you, there's
Hmm.
been a missing Konosuke Takeshita for a while. Just
Yes.
saying.
Right. Yeah. There's. I don't know. I'm. See, they swerved me with this whole storyline now.
They
Now I'm
did.
like,
Anything happen, but that's the problem. See, we talked about this on the previous show, and I said if they go down the route where you kind of said, no, this is just gonna be a hey, we're all back together
Yep.
and no one cares about what happened, and I'm gonna be very, very disappointed. And I will voice it if that does,
Yeah.
happen. but I don't think so. AEW is so smart, like especially when it comes to like the elite and storytelling. I don't think that's yeah, I shouldn't say I don't. Well, I did say I don't think it's happening, but
I think we'll give the elite credit for that because AEW storytelling is not always, well, I mean, it's smart for the fans. I got to be
it,
careful because what I like is not always what the vast
yeah,
majority of fans like, right? So, I mean, everyone loves the Acclaim. People love Jay Cargill. People love Wardlow. I don't care about any of the three of them. But, Ricky Starks, I really don't
but
care either. But,
that's it. But
you
I
know,
was thinking to myself, I was like, do they, even if they do want to split the elite eventually, right? Someone goes heel or whatever. Um, is it too early for that right now?
of course it
Right?
is. They just got
Because
back
they
together.
just got back together. Let them have some like a couple matches and build it.
Yep.
Build that, right? Um, like maybe start showing the cracks and slowly do it. And hey, like you and I both think there might be a big surprise at the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously when we do our pre-show, we'll talk about that. But
Yep.
I'm just hoping for more. I'm hoping
Yes.
this is just not what they're kind of giving us at the moment. I'm
Right.
hoping for more.
Right. And we will see. Does this show actually hype up the pay-per-view very well? We will find out, but we won't know that till we go watch the show.
That's right.
Shall we go watch this show?
Let's do it.
Okay, we are off, but to all of you, it will seem like we were never gone. And that was, in fact, the go home show for Double or Nothing, AEW Dynamite, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, even in Las
Awesome.
Vegas, Nevada. And Taz, Tony, and Excalibur, of course, are all on commentary. And we open right out of the gate with Orange Cassidy versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW International Championship. I got to talk about. I can't go further without talking about
Mhm.
this. Aussie Open
Did
are
you see
all
it?
elite.
Did
Yeah.
you see? And they kind of made that announcement sort of like in passing almost. You know what I mean? Like they didn't show a
Hmm.
graphic or anything. And I was like, did they
Well, the
just say
graphic
like
was on Twitter.
yeah, no, I know that. But when Excalibur said all Aussie Open is like he kind of said Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher all Aussie Open are not all elite. And I'm like, did he did he just say that? Like I'm confused right now. So I actually had to go on Twitter and check myself. And it's like, there you go, Bill. Something we talked about for a while. Aussie
Yep.
Open, who are free agents, are part of AEW now.
What a take by
Mm-hmm.
AEW. Like,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, New Japan never signed them to a contract. They were
Yep.
on a match by match basis. Like, you have one of the best tag teams in the world working for your company, part of the United Empire, and you don't sign them?
Weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
I know, right? And then, well, Tony Khan has now signed them. So we don't need Forbidden Door to see Aussie Open anymore. They are part of AEW.
Yeah. And
Very
who I
cool.
hope win the AEW Tag Team Championship once Mark Davis is better.
100%. 100%. And I really hope they keep fighting in Japan, right? Because, I
Yeah.
mean, look, they're part of United Empire. It would be really cool if they continue to be part of the
Part of the
United
United.
Empire,
Well, we
right?
got Bullet Club Gold. We have
Mhm.
United Empire members in AEW now. It's like
I know. We
this is
have
awesome.
La Facción Ingobernables, and then
Mhm.
Las Ingobernables de Japan is just like a branch of that, although they've pretty much broken away. But that was their origin. Yeah. So it's a very interesting time. But what a huge pickup.
What announcement? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so Kyle Fletcher, AEW wrestler, goes right after Cassidy. Big boot, sheer drop, brainbuster for two right out of the gate. And what a brainbuster. A drop
Yeah.
kick sends Cassidy to the floor where Fletcher nails a tope suicida. Lariat back in the ring gets a two, but Fletcher takes way too long on the turnbuckle and Cassidy shoves him off and hits a neck breaker on the apron, followed by a beach break on the floor. Cassidy goes for the count out victory because, Cassidy's hurting. Makes sense, but Fletcher makes it back in. Cassidy does the hands in the pockets, but then eats a thrust kick from Fletcher for two. Fletcher then hits a very long delayed vertical for two. Cassidy then plays cat and mouse with Fletcher in and out of the ring for a very long time. When
Commercial break.
Cassidy, yes, I know. When Cassidy finally stops, Fletcher blocks his DDT, blocks the Stun Dog Millionaire, and then hits a half and half suplex that basically sends Cassidy all the way to the corner. Fletcher goes for another brainbuster, but Cassidy reverses this time and hits the Stun Dog Millionaire and then nails the DDT for a 2 count. Cassidy goes to the apron, but Fletcher lands a running boot, knocking him off. Goes up the turnbuckle, lifts Cassidy up with him, like basically deadlifts him up to the turnbuckle. But Cassidy fights him off. Fletcher carries him catches him on the crossbody attempt and lands a spinning Michinoku driver for 2. They go back and forth with counters until Fletcher drops him with a forearm, but Cassidy reverses him into a brainbuster of his own. He then hits a thrust kick and a Michinoku driver for 2. But Fletcher reverses him into 2 straight tombstone pile drivers for a huge near fall. Fletcher then lands an avalanche Michinoku driver for another big near fall. Cassidy looks like he's basically dead at this point. Fletcher goes for the Grimstone, but Cassidy reverses it into a DDT. He sets up for the orange punch, but Fletcher lands a thrust kick, but Cassidy rolls him up and gets the 3 count. What'd you think?
This match was great. Yeah, no, this match was great. I really, really liked this match. Now, I really had a hard time placing this because I did enjoy like 3 matches in this show. I really, really enjoyed 3 matches. And that's why I was like, oh man, this match was so much fun. But I had fun with other matches too. And I'm like, so as much as I love this match, I did put it at number 3, or you can call it 1C or whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed it. I thought these guys were great. Little cat and mouse thing, even though I was watching it in picture in picture, I'm like, what is going on right now in the ring? I was like, come on, guys. But man, that spike, whatever this, the brainbuster or whatever it is, like I know even Cassidy
sheer drop brainbuster, yeah.
Well, that is an awesome move. I love that move. And hey, Fletcher shows what he can do again.
Yep.
He's now all elite. I thought this match was fantastic. Again, my 1C, so my 3, whatever you want to call it. But
right,
great match.
Do you know who uses a sheer drop brainbuster as a finisher? Hazuki.
Oh, as a finisher.
Yep. Okay, just saying. Yep. The move fits her perfectly. Yeah, no, this match was outstanding. I loved it. It was great. I mean, my God, Kyle Fletcher's good. Right. I mean, to put him with Orange Cassidy, it's just such a good match. I didn't realize how strong he was. I didn't realize that. And I've watched a ton of Aussie Open matches because he's in there with Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Mark Davis is like a freaking powerhouse. Yeah. So Kyle Fletcher doesn't look like the strong guy on the team. I didn't realize how strong he was and how big he was. Like standing next to Orange Cassidy, he's a big guy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was actually quite impressed with this match. Very good. It is my 1B.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it did maintain its number 2 standing for me. I really enjoyed this. I got a soft spot in my heart for the best tag team in the world right now, Aussie Open. So, we must continue though. So we get Renee Starks. We get Ricky Starks in the back with Renee, and Renee says, "What's going on with you right now?" And Starks says, "I'm in full control. I get beat up by Jay and Juice all the time, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. I will win the international title in the Battle Royal." And then Juice and Jay beat the hell out of him. And Jay says, "You thought you were done with us? Nah, we're having too much fun making your life a living hell, and we're just going to keep doing it." End of segment.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, but it's like, okay, so Ricky Starks is part of the 21-man Battle Royal, right?
Yes.
Which I'm assuming that Jay White and Juice are all probably part of that Battle Royal as well.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So again, I mean, when they came out and they beat up Ricky Starks, I mean, when they hit him with the chair or whatever, I was like, really, guys? Are we really extending this? Like, what do we really need this? I mean, I laugh a bit, but I'm like, this is so unnecessary. Like, this was just a segment for a segment, because when Ricky Stark came out and said, "I'm finished with them," I was like, wait a minute. That's pretty cool. You're done with them. Thank goodness. And then obviously it was totally not true. I should have known Wrestling 101. Yeah, this segment, I was like, meh, whatever. I was done with it.
Yeah. Do you know how I'd write this segment? And how I'd write this plot going forward, the whole storyline? Mm-hmm. I would have it so Ricky Starks is just determined to be done with them and continues to ignore them, but they continue to just beat him up every week constantly.
Yeah.
Like he's in a match with someone, match finishes, they beat him up. He's going to his car after the match, they beat him up. It's just a continuous stream of they beat him up. It would be pretty great. Like it doesn't matter. He's out. They have segments like they show like vignettes for the next couple of weeks. He's out to dinner with someone and they beat him up, and be pretty great. He's going to his hotel. They're waiting for him in the elevator. See, I would enjoy that. They could just show all these vignettes.
Of them
Anyway.
getting beaten up.
Yeah, of course. Just Ricky Starks getting continuously beaten up by Bullet Club Gold, even though he's trying to ignore them and keeps pretending it's not happening. It'd be pretty great.
Guys, cut it out.
Guys. Yep. Then we get Jungle Boy Jack Perry and his little promo video. So it's a pre-taped recording video. He drove into Vegas. He went down memory lane. The first Double or Nothing, driving with Christian last year. One thing has remained the same, though, through all those changes, this feeling inside the ring. The ring gives him purpose to live the life he chooses to live. So Monday morning when he drives home, he'll be AEW World Champion.
Babyface promo 101 kind of thing. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Again, it's just, remember I said, I'm like, well, I hope they don't just give everyone time to talk again, because we need something more. We're like, we get it now we get it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a 4-pillar match. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Look, Jungle Boy, don't ever get yourself trapped in an echo chamber. Okay, that's all I have to say to this promo. Just don't get trapped in an echo chamber. Then we have FTR. We have a recap vid of Jarrett and Lethal and crew from last week, and FTR comes to the ring, and Cash says it'd be easy to insult our opponents, but they outsmarted us at every step. They're smart, they're good, and they're lucky, and Sunday, their luck runs out. And Dax says, a couple guitars won't keep us down. Jarrett broke 1 million guitars and can't stay relevant, so he attached his name to us. Ouch. But if you think the tag team champs will be a couple of rejects from TNA, ain't gonna happen. Ouch. After Double or Nothing, call the Queen of the Mountain and see if you have job security. I mean, Dixie Carter, not your wife. Top guys out. Oh, yeah. Dax. Then Mark Briscoe comes out, and Cash says to him, Mark, don't let them make you look stupid, in his most possible patronizing voice. We went to hell and back together last year, and this year we will go to hell and back for you. Mark goes, pile driver. Dax, sorry, shake my hand. Mark slaps Dax. Cash, don't let them get in your head. You know better. The crew comes out. Briscoe shoves somebody. What the hell did I type here? Anyway, he shoved whoever was there, slaps Jared. Oh, Karen. That's what I'm like. What the hell did I type? He shoved Karen, slaps Jared and Dut. I don't know how my spell checker must have done that. Anyway, he tells Lethal he's his boy and he's tired, but he's tired of this bullshit, shoves him and leaves. Good old Carne. What have it set for? Is Spanish?
Yeah. I mean, they're building the match. They want to show that Mark is like conflicted, obviously, because he's a special guest referee, I guess. I don't know. I'm like, sure. I mean, hey, Dax dropping some stuff there. I was like, whoa. Ouch. Ouch. But yeah, no. I mean, parts of this was fun. They're doing a better job of now building these stories and building the pay-per-views. So yeah, no, this I was fine. I was like, okay, this is okay, whatever. Like, I mean, it's fine. I was actually just waiting. I was hoping that, you know, I was waiting to see like the House of Black and stuff like that come out and stuff like that. But so I'm like, we have to get past some of these segments. I'm like, sure, whatever.
Yeah, it was a segment.
Yeah,
I mean, Dax was fine. Cash was. I still kind of went, kind of babyface 101 stuff here, and then
yeah,
Briscoe's like, nah, man, I'm with them, kind of, but I'm not with you. I'm just tired of the bullshit and blah blah blah. And okay, great guys. Next,
yep.
Renee's in the back though with Sammy Guevara. And Renee says, you know, MJF's offer still stands. And Sammy says, Max, hell no. You can't buy everything. Sammy is not for sale. People tried to buy me out of my dreams my whole life, telling me to live in the real world and grow up. But I am living in the real world. I'm all grown up. I made it as a wrestler, and I'm going to take the title from you.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's the thing. I kind of feel Sammy is swerving everyone just the way he's acting, because this is not Sammy Guevara. You know what I mean? Regardless of like, this is too babyface for Sammy Guevara. Too babyface. You know, like something seems to be up here. And maybe I'm reading too much into this, right? But like, it's just not his character. Yes, I do believe he wants to win the belt. Yes, I do believe he wants attention. But he's kind of playing a really babyface role here. And
To
you
what
already have,
end?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue what was happening here. Right. That's why I'm like, I don't like, we know who's winning on Sunday. Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. And it's like, is he like, are they going to obviously they're fighting to see who's gonna win, so they're gonna cost each other the match, right? But I'm like, I just don't understand what's Sammy's like new I just don't get it. It just doesn't, it's not resonating with me.
Right. And not resonating doesn't necessarily mean it's a swerve. I mean, what kind of
Yeah.
swerve? Like I said, to what end?
To what end? Yeah.
The last time Sammy was a babyface, did he resonate with you? Maybe he's just a
Mm.
terrible babyface.
He's a terrible babyface. You're right. You're definitely right. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Not everyone is cut out to be a babyface. You're
Fair.
right, because his babyface promos are always like, "I fought hard, I
Yeah.
fought hard." Next thing you know, he's going to be holding up giant pieces of bristleboard again with words written on them, and we're all going to be going, "What the hell is going on right now?"
What is this?
Yes, exactly. So, Sammy, you got to come up with a better shtick than that. Go back to arrogant Spanish god, but good guy. That
Same. Yeah,
works.
I agree.
That
I agree.
works. You're going to do it alone. You don't need anybody, but you aren't going to lose your edge because your edge is what makes you cool.
Yeah.
So, Sammy,
Just
stop
be a
being
jerk.
white bread babyface. Like,
Yeah. Just
there's not going to be a swerve. He's not going to try to lie down for
no, 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 no. I don't think so. I
MJF
don't
or
think
anything.
so.
You know what's so stupid with these lie down things? I think I heard Lance Storm say this during the week. It
Mhm.
was, the whole "I'm gonna lie down for you" gimmick, and then someone interrupts is the stupidest thing ever. Because if you're really just gonna lie down, all the guy has to do is walk up to you, lay one finger on you, and you yell, "I submit,"
Oh, that's true.
and
That's
it's
true.
over.
Tap
All right,
out.
it's
Just tap out.
over. You tap out. Yep. Oh, he touched me. You tap out. It's over. There's no pinning. You don't need a
You
pinfall
don't
to
have
do
been.
it.
It's true.
All right.
That's very true.
It is the
Very true.
dumbest thing ever. So I will never be able to see one of those kind of things again without thinking, dude, just tap out.
You're right. You're definitely right.
No, Lance Storm was right. That was a very good point by him. Though I'll happily take credit for it if you want. House of Black with one of the coolest entrances in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
Malaki Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews take on the got their entrances during the commercial break.
Yep.
I saw all three of them. Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik in an open house rules match for the AEW World Trios Championship. Now, the rule they chose was not all of the House of Black has to fight with their hands chained behind their back. It was not Brody King has to fight the entire match lying face down in the ring. Okay, like they don't choose cool rules. No, they do one man in, one man out, no tag required. So if the guy rolls out of the ring on any side, another guy can jump in. That's the rule they chose. I guess they thought it might benefit their high flying.
I guess.
Oh, do they know nothing of the House of Black? They lit the arena better this time. Did you notice that?
I did see
Yeah,
that. I
it
actually
wasn't
thought they
just
had put a
black.
banner up. Yeah, I thought they had put a banner up. I was like, "What's that? Is that banner there?" And I'm like, "Wait, that's actually the light they've shone
Yep.
on the on the people there." I'm
I
like,
know
"That's the
it makes
light."
them look like they're fighting in some kind of weird cave or something, which is a hell of a lot better than the completely dark arena they used last time.
Yeah.
So Matthew starts with Christian, and by Christian I mean Blake Christian, not Christian Cage, and takes him out of the ring early. But Metalik drops him with a Hurricane Rana, but Malaki surprises him with the kitchen sink, then bails as King takes out Fox, and then Christian by catching a spinning kick and slamming him, which was crazy. Malaki then works Christian over until Metalik comes in. Metalik lands a springboard drop kick to both Matthews and Black, then double topes by Christian and Metalik to the outside. AR Fox goes for one, but King stops him. Fox kicks him repeatedly to no effect, and King drops him with a chop. Christian and Metalik hold him, though, and Fox sends him to the floor where they brawl until Fox hits an implosion senton to the outside on all of the House of Black. He goes for the 450 on Matthews back in the ring, but they end up trading counters until Matthews nails the curb stomp, then an inverted Texas cloverleaf. Metalik tries to save him, but Black puts him in a knee bar. Then King tries to save him. Christian tries to save him. King hangs him on the ropes in his sleeper hold choke. All three people tap out, and the House of Black wins.
I love this House of Black, man. They're so cool. This match was so much fun. Like this match, I really had a hard time with this match. I was like, I really want to give this match my #1 spot, right? Because
Mhm.
I really did enjoy it more than the Orange Cassidy and Kyle Fletcher match.
Mhm.
Because this is my kind of match, that.
Yeah.
And I thought House of Black were fantastic. The strength they showed, the agility. Obviously, these three guys, like I mean, come on. Like we knew Air Fox and Grand Metalik and Christian were like ultra like flippity dippity guys, and hey, they got it wasn't a squash match. There were some moves that were put in there, but by the end, the House of Black dominated them. I was kind of hoping for Dante's Inferno, but I did kind of like this ending as well. Like they literally got choked out, right? The rule, I did kind of appreciate the rule a little bit, one in, one out, so if one person gets in, but then like I guess it wasn't, you couldn't have more than one person in the
Right.
ring,
It's just
right?
one in, one
Yeah,
out, right?
one
It
in,
means
one
it
out.
just
Yeah.
means you don't
So
have to tag. You can if
yeah.
you leave from anywhere in the ring, another person can come in on
Hey,
your team.
you know what? Kudos to AEW. I mean, this was a creative rule that was placed
Ain't
in,
it in
right?
Stardom?
Oh, I've never seen it before. So that's why I was like, I really enjoyed this match and I gave it my 1B, my yeah, #2 spot, and I thought it was great.
Yep. This is my oh yeah. See, I'm still going back and forth in my head,
See?
right? Because
See? I
because
know.
yeah, it's my 1C. It's
Okay.
my one
Okay.
C. Because
Sure.
for me, it was between 1C and 1D. Right. Yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah, I liked a lot of matches on this card, right? And
Mhm.
you do appreciate these kinds of matches slightly more than I do. I like the more, the what knocked Orange
Wrestling.
Cassidy Fletcher down
Yeah.
a little was that whole like commercial break thing. Because I
Yeah,
don't care if
that
it's commercial break, I had to watch it. So
yeah,
I'm like,
but I thought that in my head while I saw it, I was like,
yeah.
people are watching this on TV right now.
I
This
know. I'm
is
like, this
not
is
good.
going on way too long. This is just like, come on. I was getting bored watching it. And that's not a good thing. The rest of the match made up for it, but 1B. No, this was really good. I mean, it did exactly what it needed to do. It showed how powerful the House of Black is and that they can take on a bunch of high flying dudes. So yeah, good job, guys. That catch Brody King where he caught the kick in
Mm-hmm.
midair and slammed him down. I loved it. Brody King and he plays the character so well. Like he just seems like a brutal Viking in the ring. All right. It's crazy. Then we get a recap of the Elite Blackpool Combat Club stuff. And it goes from anarchy in the arena last year with the Blackpool Combat Club beating the Jericho Appreciation Society. And they have JR making a few comments. And then you get the BCC in the back. And Danielson says, we've got two objectives. Tonight, Claudio and Yuta win. #2 objective this Sunday, we end the Elite. And then Mox gets the mic. We are the best in the world. I don't say it because it sounds cool. I'm not trying to sell you something. I say that and my hand doesn't shake. I say it because that is the standard we set for ourselves every single day, every time we set foot in the ring. When fans part with their money to watch the greatest sport in the world, and there is no one better at it than us. At this level, only one thing matters. Are you willing to stand in the line of fire, step up to the plate, and deliver when it counts? This Sunday, we will stand calm in a storm of violence, and you will see the difference between professionals and amateurs.
Danielson is cool, but was just killing it tonight. Oh my God. Like his promos were like
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Yeah, I love that how he starts out with we are the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just saying that. I was like,
Yep.
I'm like, all right,
Yep.
Mox.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is so cool. They're so
Mm-hmm.
like the two mouthpieces, and then you have Yuta and Claudio behind them. This was
Castagnoli.
because this was awesome. Like honestly, one of the better promo segments of the night, right? Like they had
Mm-hmm.
some segments, and yeah, definitely one of the better
Oh
ones.
yeah, Mox knocked it out of the park. Proves again why he's the MVP of
Hmm.
AEW. I mean, these guys, like, I love the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, they
Yeah.
just exude wrestling. They exude like confidence, swagger. I
Hmm.
mean,
That's it.
yeah, I mean, they can be good, they can be bad. It doesn't matter. They're just here to fight, and that's exactly what you want out of a wrestling faction. They are phenomenal. It's like probably one of the best factions in wrestling. Period. And transitions nicely to New Japan too.
Yeah.
So MJF comes to the ring. And he says, how do I feel? Well, Sammy can shove his tongue into a light socket. Darby can climb Mount Everest with his shoes untied. Perry can sit in an echo chamber and hear himself speak so he can bore himself to death. That was a great line. But I am fully aware how important this match is Sunday. The four of us are homegrown here since day one. Unlike some of your faves, we didn't have the cheat code of being on TV prior. 4 years ago, you didn't know who we were. 4 years later, we've given you the best moments and matches in the history of the company. We're not just a part of AEW, we are AEW. But I don't want to be anymore. I'm kind of bored. I'm sick of this place, the lack of competition, the lack of respect from the AEW fans. Tony Khan knows this, and my contract is coming up. You think it's a coincidence I don't have to get pinned to lose my belt? You all want someone to take this belt off me. You should be worried. I might take my ball and go home. This is my ball. I earned my ball and run with it faster than anyone can keep up. This Sunday, you will find out these three men are supremely talented, but none of them are on the level of the devil. I'll stop there and let you comment on his opening promo before Darby's music hits.
It started off strong, then it went into his normal like I haven't heard the bidding war thing for a while now. But he didn't actually say bidding war. He just said, he's getting bored. And his contract's coming up. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I did like the beginning of it. And yeah, it was just MJF being MJF, right? So I've seen better from him. And this was just okay. Like, I mean, it was like, meh.
I was like right up to the point where he's like, we are AEW. I'm like, this is
awesome.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly.
From like, he builds the guys up so much. And how strong all four of them are together, blah, blah, blah. Like, he did exactly what he needed to do. He built the hell out of that match. He built the hell out of his opponents. And then he turned into annoying, whiny MJF with new contract. And he goes, you guys don't like it when I talk about them. No, you're right. We don't, because it's stupid. It's not that we dislike you for wanting to leave. I don't give a shit if you want to leave, dude. Seriously, then go. You don't want to be here, go. That's what makes me like annoyed by all this. It's unnecessary bullshit that buries your own company. Stop it. I don't know why Tony Khan hasn't told him, don't cut those promos. Just stop. It's dumb.
I agree.
And completely unnecessary. So yeah, he went from like awesome MJF to whiny bitch MJF.
Yep.
But then Darby Allin interrupts him because we're tired of hearing whiny bitch MJF. And he comes out. And MJF says to him, Darby, glad you came out here in your cute little stilts. You got something to say?
I laughed.
Yeah, I did too. That was funny. Darby says, Max, I lost a lot in this life, but I haven't lost my mind, but I almost did. In 2011, I graduated high school and everyone said, play it safe. So I did. And I cleaned toilets in a 99-cent store. I'm going to stop there for a second. I cannot imagine a more dangerous thing than cleaning the toilets in a dollar store. Like, seriously, people, that sounds horribly dangerous. So I think Darby actually started out not playing it safe. Bad example, dude. But my life was meant to be spent as a professional wrestler. I lived in my car until I made it as a professional wrestler. AEW saved me, saved my sanity. They let me live the way I want. No other company lets me skateboard or climb Mount Everest. I'm not a moldable puppet. I can't be created. Oh, yeah, we could create you on AEW Fight Forever. But to become the face of AEW, I need to be world champion. So Sunday, I'm taking your championship, and I might even do it with a headlock takeover. So MJF kicks him in the nuts and goes to hit him, but Sammy's music hits and he runs MJF off, but Perry's music hits and he nails MJF on the ramp and holds up the belt. I've decided to call him Perry.
It's not even Jack. It's just Perry now.
Perry.
Like Perry
like
Mason.
Perry Saturn.
Okay. Oh my God. Why? Why would you insult Jungle Boy like that?
I know, right? Perry Saturn was pretty great. Rings of Saturn?
Doesn't Jungle Boy do like a Rings of Saturn kind of move sometimes?
No, that's Pac, Brutalizer.
Pac. Okay, Pac does. Okay. Which looks better. Yeah, again, they did what they had to do. They're building this match. Like it's gonna be a great match. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a great match. We know MJF's gonna win, but hey, maybe he won't. He's definitely gonna win. But it's
like 100% winning this match.
I know. But hey, can't wait to see what these 4 guys are gonna do.
Yes, the match itself should be awesome. And these are 4 of the best wrestlers in AEW. MJF was not wrong. These guys are all phenomenal in the ring. And I cannot wait to see what kind of crap they pull off in this match.
Everything he said was correct. 4 years ago, we didn't know who any of these guys were.
Except Sammy Guevara.
Oh yeah, we saw him live.
Yes.
But like we did expect him to be doing great things, but like I would never expect him to be where he is right now, right? So this is great. He was right about that stuff, and this is exciting. Like think about this: 4 homegrown talent, young wrestlers having they're literally having the main events at a huge pay-per-view in Las Vegas. That's bravo, guys. Bravo.
If anybody had ever told me like 15 years ago, the son of Luke Perry is going to be a freaking amazing professional wrestler, I would have been, what? Are you kidding me?
Perry? Come on, guys.
Yeah. Then we get the Christian and Wardlow video. They recap it a little bit, and we've got Wardlow with Arn. And Wardlow says, "You think you have an advantage, but I spent my life climbing ladders." So he did roofing for a living. And
maybe he's climbing ladders. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. That's true. Maybe he just goes and climbs ladders at home for fun. I have no idea. I'm going to ram a ladder in your mouth. Arn says, "Imagine the damage you can do with a ladder to both of you." 4 days. Isn't that ironic? And I'm like, oh, like the 4 horsemen. Get it? Get it, Krishna? Get it? It's like the 4 horsemen. That's why it's ironic.
Who decided that the best thing to do with Wardlow was put him with Arn Anderson?
They just keep trying something with Wardlow. Anything. Like this, something has to work with him. You know what would have worked? Leaving the title on him back when he actually won it.
I know.
The first time.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Like this, it just doesn't work for me. And it just seems like a joke. Right? This is another joke I'm talking about. This just seems like a joke. And I'm like, man, I hope Christian beats you. So you're trying to give him something relevant to do, and no one cares. Nobody cares about it.
They need to put Wardlow with Danhausen.
I would care then. I would care about that.
That would be hilarious. Wardlow can join the best friends. Maybe that'll work. You're listening, Tony. That's another great booking idea from us there. Right there. You can have that one for free.
And the thing is, Wardlow is funny. Like, I've seen him on Being the Lead. Like, do you remember when the Dark Order approached him trying to recruit him?
Yes.
And they kept saying, I'm going to do this. And they're like, you mean like Batista? It's like, no, not like Batista. And I think I'm doing the guns like this. And then they're like Batista. It's like, no, not like Batista. Like they have that comedic. It's so funny, but
I know
when he gets out into the ring and when he tries to be serious, it just falls so flat. Yeah, like yeah,
I know. Like he just needs to go for like big guy comedy gimmick, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Taya Valkyrie takes on Lady Frost next. This was their 9:00 match. I mean, I'll give them some credit. They put this on at 9:00.
Yep.
They've given Jade Cargill 60 wins. 60 wins over jobbers.
Yes.
Congratulations, AEW. 60-0 for Jade Cargill.
Yes.
I'm going to fall asleep on the mic now. Lady Frost has a better entrance than Taya Valkyrie. I'm just putting that out there. Frost hits a Hurricane Rana early, but Taya hits some strikes and a sliding lariat for 2, but Taya runs into a ring post, and Frost hits a high kick, but Taya lariats her out of a gymnastic flip. Then Jade Cargill comes out on the ramp in, I don't know how to describe this outfit. She looked utterly ridiculous. Her and who's her buddy there? Layla Gray.
Layla Gray.
They looked so dumb. I don't know how else to say. No offense, ladies, but like seriously, where did you get those outfits?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. Taya hit a Meteora against the rope, sending Frost to the floor, where she beats on Frost for a while in and out of the ring. Frost comes back, though, with a cannonball in the corner and a tornillo, but Taya nails a spear. Both of them are down. They then get up, exchanging strikes. Taya hits an arm trap slam, then a scissored curb stomp, but Frost actually comes back with a roundhouse, but Taya reverses the subsequent run with a backbreaker. She hits a knee strike and hits the Road to Valhalla for a 3 count.
This match wasn't terrible. Lady Frost, I was actually pretty impressed with. I'm like, wow, she can move in the ring, and she got some really good moves. again, I'm just not impressed with Taya Valkyrie. And this is what I was talking about. I don't care who wins this belt because it's going to be the same person carrying it, right? I don't care. I really don't care. My number 5 match, but it had nothing to do, like, again, number 5. Not saying it's bad or anything. I thought it was pretty good. I just, in comparison, it wasn't as good as everything else on the show, right?
Yeah.
Hey, give it credit. This was better than any of, like, I'm just thinking right now. I was about to say it's better than all the Jade Cargill matches I've ever seen. Probably, unless she was fighting like someone really good. I thought, like, Lady Frost was great. I'll give her credit for that. But overall, I just don't care about this storyline. I really don't care about this storyline.
Yeah, me either. I don't care about Taya versus Jade. Taya's gonna win. Who cares? It's just Jade number 2.
Yeah, that's
with I would say slightly more personality and less annoying of a gimmick. But Lady Frost, damn, she's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by her. She was pretty good. I'm not going to say she was overwhelmingly awesome or anything like that, but she held her own quite well, hit a lot of pretty cool moves. She's got an interesting move set. She integrates gymnastics and stuff into it, like the announcers were talking about. She's been building up on Dark and stuff, which no longer exists. So at least maybe we'll start seeing her more on the main roster or Rampage. But in all seriousness, I hope to see more of her.
Agreed.
She also, like I said, yeah, and she has a better entrance than Taya Valkyrie.
She has a better entrance. Agreed.
Well, Tony Khan makes his announcement, and the first episode of AEW Collision will be at the United Center in Chicago.
Oh my god!
I know. And a very light CM Punk chant broke out in the arena.
Yeah, so I heard the chant, and I was like, So I really did expect him to say, "We're gonna have it in Chicago, and CM Punk is back."
Yeah, I know. I'm like, and
nothing. So I'm wondering, does CM Punk show up at the pay-per-view?
Possibly.
Right? And that's the only way I thought. That's the only reason I thought maybe that's what they're holding it out for. Maybe, right? Because if you don't, then I don't see the point of not announcing CM Punk, right?
Right. Like, does he show up to maybe save Cole and Strong and their buddy that we'll talk about later from Jericho?
Oh God, yes. Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Well,
that's a spot.
Well, if you think about it, he likes Cole. He likes him and Jericho are willing to work together, and they will be working together. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to draw more eyes to that Saturday show. You put Adam Cole on it too, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That I'm convinced that he's showing up at the pay-per-view.
There you go. So we will find out, won't we? But in the meantime, we have Alex Marvez in the back with Hangman. And Alex says, "What's the status of your friendship with the Elite?" Did you not watch Being the Elite, Alex? Seriously. Hangman says, "We used to be best friends, except Kenny. It was always different with Kenny. I don't know if we were ever really friends, but now I know we're more than that. We're family. Family sticks together. Wait a minute." And this Sunday, the Blackpool Combat Club, they took my eye, they took Matt's arm, and somehow they cost Kenny DoN. Somehow. So this Sunday, they pay in blood.
Telling you, there's more to this story. This is like the never die, right? It's like something just like, we are more than family. No, we're more than friends. We're family now. It's like,
and family sticks together. But Kenny has family, and family stabbed him in the head. Well, punched him in the face.
And remember when he said, if my family's betrayed me, who can I really trust, right? So
exactly. There you go. You may be right about your interpretation of Being the Elite, that Kenny's being overly exuberant in his acceptance of everything that happened.
I would love to see a broken Kenny Omega. Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yes, I think that would be a very, very good way to go with this. And then, he has to get other friends. Because his other friends will be eating pavement on Sunday. So
That's true.
Then we get Chris Jericho and Adam Cole's official contract signing for the unsanctioned match at Double or Nothing. And exactly like I said, they just sat down at the thing, they signed the contracts and left. Okay. No? Okay, fine. Excalibur says at the beginning, And he heard Krishna and he goes, "Why does an unsanctioned match need a contract?" He
See,
goes,
I told you.
he explains it to us. He says, "It's still a match in AEW. It needs a contract. Unsanctioned just means AEW isn't responsible for what happens in the match." Okay. I
Fine.
kind of think that wasn't how they first explained unsanctioned matches, but let's go with that, Excalibur. Let's go with that.
You know what?
So,
He's right, Bill. He's right. Because you know what? You and I
mhm.
can just go down to Las Vegas and we can just start fighting in the ring.
Cool.
If we didn't need a contract, and then they would have to count that as a match.
Cool. That's awesome. Let's do it. Bill and Krishna get arrested in Vegas. Good times. So Adam Cole comes out with Roderick Strong. Jericho comes out with the entire male JAS minus Sammy.
Mhm.
And then Tony says, everyone here agreed to no physicality. And then he explains the contract. Say, I'm right. It's just going to be a calm contract signing. Cole signs the contract and tosses it to Jericho. See? But then Cole decides to talk. He goes, for weeks I wondered why you did what you did. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Why would you make me watch Britt get beaten with the kendo stick while you directed traffic? Maybe it's because you're a scumbag, a disgusting human being, but that's not why you did it. You did it because you think you're invincible. You're a Chris Jericho, and AEW should be grateful to you. But I will beat the living hell out of you. The blood will be on my hands, though, just the way I like it. It is taking all the power inside me not to beat you within an inch of your life right here, right now, but I can't. So Sunday, I'm going to break both your legs, shatter your jaw, break your hands. So hurry up and sign the paper, bitch. Jericho says, I'm not a bitch. I'm not from Las Vegas. But before I sign, that head injury of yours affected your memory. Here's how the beating happened. Roll the clip. And he shows the beating on the screen. He goes, what kind of a man would allow the love of his life to let the crap get kicked out of her while he's inches away from her? You're a coward, Cole. You want a match with no rules? I'm going to knock your teeth down your throat. You can't beat the Ocho. He signs. And then he says, you got outsmarted. It's a no unsanctioned match, and there's 5 of us and only 2 of you. And Adam Cole, who is terrible at math, says, you're right. That's why I made a phone call to someone who lives in Las Vegas. He's crazier than all 5 of you combined. And Sabu comes out. So Sabu, okay, ECW hardcore legend. Absolutely legend. 1993 to 2000, he wrestled in ECW. That was 23 years ago.
I had to look up his age. I actually, when I saw him come out, I was like, how old is
Krishna,
this guy?
he debuted 2 years after you were born.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
He did retire in 2021, though. He went and wrestled in Japan for a while and doing some stuff. So he did wrestle for a very long time. Very good, very long career. I mean, look, he almost got 40 years out of wrestling. That's impressive. And I'm not going to take anything away from the guy, right? He was one serious hardcore badass in his day, right? Fundamental part of that ECW, thing that was going on in the 90s, right? Him,
Mhm.
Taz, like even Taz even said it when he comes out. I've had matches with this guy, right? So, great. The year is 2023. Unless he's Sting, which maybe he is, maybe he's in great shape. But still, even if he is, Adam Cole's math is terrible. It is now 5 against 3.
3. Yep.
Yes.
I saw
Sabu
this
is
other. He
not
was
worth
like,
3.
when he's like, I have backup, and then he announces, and they're like, oh my god, it's Sabu. I fully expected him to announce someone else as well, and he didn't. And I was like, it's 5 on
Yeah.
3 still.
Yeah, I was waiting for Kyle O'Reilly
Something
or
same.
something, or maybe Bobby Fish is coming
I
back, or
I actually thought, oh my god, is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly back?
yeah,
Immediately, that was my thought. And then Sabu
maybe
came
he
out.
hired the Dark Order. They're not doing anything,
That's true.
so hey, what the heck, right? Or maybe they got Stu Grimson there, who seems to have vanished off the face of the planet
Again,
yet again, even though he was signed and was all elite again, and now is gone.
insane.
I don't understand. Anyway, we then get a Jamie Hayter Tony Storm promo, and Jamie says, I'm the champ. I'm awesome. Tony goes, you only won because of Britt. You're not 100%. I will rip your arm off the bone and eat it raw. And I will be the AEW Women's World Champion. Look, if she actually rips her arm off the bone and eats it raw, just hand the woman the belt. Okay, just stop the match, hand her the belt. Wow. Tony, too far, Tony. Too far. you're going to commit cannibalism.
It's like, Tony, why don't you guys be really intense here? All right, to step back a little bit, not that much. You kind of crossed the line there, but now that I was like, okay, sure. Like, hey, you know what?
Nope.
I'm kind of curious about this match because I really like the new Tony Storm.
Oh, yeah.
So this should be a really good match.
I think this match is going to kick ass. Yeah, I think Tony's going to come out flying when she's hard hitting Tony, and I think she's got her fire back. I think this match is going to really kick some ass. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I want to see her rip the arm off the bone and eat it raw. That was my favorite moment of the night in terms of promo lines. So that even beat all of MJF's because I'm like, cannibalism. That's the first time I think I've heard cannibalism in a promo. So then we get Daniel Garcia taking on Roderick Strong because they both happen to be at ringside from the contract signing anyway. The JAS, though, is banned from ringside, and they open with solid grappling. I was watching this match. It was really good. And then they announced Kyle Fletcher had signed. And I was like, what the what? And I'm like checking Twitter. And I'm like, so I kind of missed a couple moments in the match. By the way, Will Ospreay was interviewed almost immediately by Dark Progressive Flosion. And he had the following comment: I am happy for them. No one is better at tag team wrestling. No one.
Well, I mean, he obviously forgot about the Young Bucks, but I mean, like, whatever. It's okay. It's okay.
Young Bucks, yeah. In today's world. Okay, they're brawling around the outside. Garcia smashed Strong's head on the steps and danced, which was great. Strong pulls him down and chops him, but Garcia reverses the apron back suplex attempt into a guillotine on the rope and boots him. Garcia then hit the leg lock scissored curb stomp. Ow. The crowd informs Garcia, though, that he can't dance, so he dances, and Strong plants him. And Taz says he dances like Alex Wright. And I just about died. That was awesome. That's my second favorite line of the night. He dances like Alex Wright. Thank you, Taz. Thank you. Strong then hits a couple of lariats, drop kick, running knee, and a pancake slam for 2. He then nails a leg capture backbreaker for 2. Garcia reverses him, though, and rolls him up for 2. He then hits a jawbreaker, chops, and a side slam for 2. But Roddy lifts him up, but Garcia rakes the eyes and locks on the Dragon Tamer. But Strong rolls out of it almost immediately, hits a gut buster, and then hits the end of Heartache for the 3.
Yeah, another great match. Like, tonight had some really, really great matches. Unfortunately, this did it got knocked down a bit. Well, not down a bit. It's just where we ranked to, I guess, the number 4 match. This is right under the Orange Cassidy and Kyle Fletcher match. But I guess you can call this the 1D a match here. I really enjoyed this. I mean, Garcia, I love this guy. Like, I mean, he's really embraced his character, and I love the dancing. Oh my god, when he dances, I can't stop. And when the crowd says, "You can't dance," and he starts dancing, I'm like, amazing. And
Taz was right. He does dance like Alex Wright.
He does.
Oh my
god. I really appreciate the wrestling I've seen from Roderick Strong recently. Like, again, remember, I didn't see anything. Now that I've seen like 3 matches now, this guy's really good. I really do enjoy his matches. So, like, again, personality wise, he's just not there. I guess so that's why he's with Adam Cole. But I see why he was part of the United, but not United. I'm sorry. What do they call themselves again? They called themselves
Undisputed Elite.
Undisputed.
Or no, the Undisputed, not the Undisputed Elite, Undisputed Era. So
yeah.
Undisputed Elite.
I see why he was part of that. So yeah, no, I thought this match was great. Just the 1D.
Oh yeah, no, I love this match. It was really good. But in tonight's wrestling, it's my number 4. I know it's like crazy. Yeah, it's like for me it was number 4. It was just but no. Wait, this 5 match. This was number 3. No, this was number 3. The House of Black match was number 4. Yes, I'm getting confused. Yes, no, this was my number 3 match. So we all know what my match of the night now is. It also looks like it's coming in as your match of the night. So yes, yeah, exactly. So yes, this was a really good match. I love Roderick Strong. His wrestling is so good. Where was this guy? And all the
Yeah.
other times I've seen him wrestle, I was like, he was good, but he wasn't this good, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's just AEW. They let them wrestle, right?
That's true.
Yep. And they let them dance, and it was great. And then I was very happy, sort of, and we'll get to why I wasn't, to see this video. Willow Nightingale recapping her win at Resurgence. I was highly impressed with this. She's like, look, I faced Mercedes. And first of all, they showed Mercedes Monet, right? Well, now, I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. They show Mercedes Monet and that she beat her, and she says, I'm going to prove how strong I am. But I was also very sad at the same time because although they mentioned Willow, they mentioned Mercedes, they didn't mention Momo Kogo. They just saw her getting hit with the doctor bomb. And this made me sad inside because she had such a great match again. So I've seen some of the highlights now. Holy crap. I mean, I can see why she won the crowd over. And I'm like, they didn't mention her once, Krishna, not once. They didn't even say her name. Couldn't they have promoted her just a little bit? She beat Stardom's Momo Kogo. Just a little bit.
Nope. They could not. They left that for you.
Yes, Momo Kogo was awesome. Okay. I can't wait to actually watch that match. Willow Nightingale was really good in it too, but I think they had good chemistry together as well. So that's good. I mean, don't forget, Willow went over and wrestled in Stardom for a bit too. Then we have the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo, taking on the Blackpool Combat Club of I can't say his first name, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta for the ROH World Tag Team Championship. This match is the result of the Double Jeopardy match from a couple of weeks back. Bryan Danielson is on commentary. How awesome is the Lucha Brothers entrance?
It's so cool.
Like I just love it. I love it. Every time I see it, I'm like, this entrance is awesome. And
except
Danielson
for
and
not Alex Marvez.
Abrahantes.
Abrahantes. Oh my god, so annoying. So annoying.
He's their hype man, Krishna.
I know that, but every time, like, I just want him to get super kicked out of his shoes, off his gloves, whatever.
I know. Couldn't Wheeler Yuta take care of Alex Abrahantes?
I know. Wheeler, come on, man, just do it.
I know. So Danielson says, no one trains harder than us. We aspire to get 1% better every day. So after 100 days,
they're perfect.
Do they stop? They're perfect?
Yeah.
Okay. So they all fight to start, and the Lucha Brothers clear the ring, hitting stereo dives on the Blackpool Combat Club. Then they each hit diving cross bodies. Penta nails the Pentagon driver, but Castagnoli breaks up the pin. They set Yuta up, but Claudio uppercuts Fenix off the turnbuckle. Yuta makes the tag, but Penta hits the sling blade and Fenix the rope run kick. They go for the double team, but Yuta stomps them. Castagnoli then takes Fenix out of the air with an uppercut. And, they move to the commercial break where they begin to work over Rey for a long time. But the following conversation takes place at the commentary table. Danielson goes, do you know how many times I've wrestled bears?
What?
Yeah. Do you know how many times I've wrestled bears? And Tony goes, no. And Danielson goes, you don't know my history of wrestling bears? I'm shocked you haven't researched it. And Taz is like, he doesn't research. And then Taz goes, I choked out a gator once in Orlando. What is going on right now? Oh, I love the feed when it's on commercial. Anyway, the Blackpool Combat Club beats on Rey in their corner for quite a while, including some solid double teams. At one point, Yuta put on a great bridging deathlock, and Claudio stomped Rey in the stomach. Fenix tries a tag, but Castagnoli locks on a giant swing, and Yuta drop kicks Fenix out of the swing. Claudio covers him for 2. Claudio then goes for the Ricola bomb, but Fenix reverses into a sunset bomb of his own. They both tag, and Penta takes it to the entire BCC, including a power bomb backstabber. He puts Yuta into the Fujiwara armbar, threatening to dislocate it, but Claudio breaks it up. Many kicks from Rey and Penta drop both guys. Claudio accidentally drops Rey onto Yuta, and Penta nails a Canadian destroyer on Castagnoli, while Fenix hits a tombstone on Yuta for a near fall. That's right, people. There's a lot going on. Penta gets tossed off the turnbuckle, though, in a moment, and Yuta rolls up Fenix for 2. He then launches Fenix into an uppercut from Castagnoli, and they hit the fastball special for a near fall. Wheeler then distracts the ref, while Claudio drills Fenix with an uppercut. Fenix hits a heel kick to Yuta. They hit the fear factor as the Bucks come out from under the ring and hold Castagnoli back, and they get the 3. Meaning they get through. I'll talk about what happens after the match in a moment.
Yeah, no, this match was great. This match was great. I wasn't really happy with the ending, but I mean, like, what did I say? This match was me freaking hard hitting and that uppercut when Ray jumped off the
Oh my
rope
God.
and Claudio literally jumped up and uppercutted him. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he's killed Ray Phoenix. He's definitely killed Ray Phoenix. Yeah, the moves were hard hitting. Like everyone took some licks today. I had so much fun with this match, and there were times where I'm like, are they really gonna let Wheeler, Yuta, and Claudio win these belts here? Like, what's gonna happen here? And yeah, no, this match was fast. It was fun. It was hard hitting. These guys are like again, as I said, Ray Phoenix I think is the best lucha wrestler I've ever seen in my life. And every time he's out there, he's proving that those kicks he delivers. I'm like, he's literally kicking your head off when he's doing that stuff, right? And if you look at Claudio, like his back and everything was all bruised up. I'm like, oh my god. And Penta, I think, but Penta does like I think the best sling blade. I've seen in wrestling. I guess because he does that all the time. And Yuta, yeah, he's just so good. Like that swing, the giant swing, and Yuta like drop kicking him. I was like, that's cool. I like these tag moves they do now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've been tagging for such a long time. So yeah, the match itself, great. I gave it my number one spot.
Yep. Me too. Obviously, by process of elimination, it must be my number one match. I don't know, man. Hiroshi Tanahashi does a pretty good sling blade too, as does Adam Cole.
Yeah,
But
but I
you're
kind of feel, but I do like Penta's. I think Adam Cole does a good one, but I think Penta, I just maybe because Penta just does it so often. You know what I
and
mean?
he's
That's probably
so smooth.
he
Yeah.
is. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
I'd have to go back and watch a few of Tanahashi's to see if
Hmm.
his are better than Penta's or not. But yeah,
Hmm.
he is so this match was just outstanding, right?
Hmm.
Outstanding. Loved it. I mean, the moves, the move sets, all the stuff that happens, but it was fast as hell. So hard to keep up with. Seriously. It was just like, oh my God, there's so much happening. And
Yeah.
it was so good, so well done. They hit everything dead on. Right. There was nothing missed. There was nothing that looked lazy or off or
Yep.
anything. It was just like bang, 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 bang. We had four absolutely phenomenal wrestlers in the ring. This is the kind of stuff that I love when I'm watching wrestling. This is the kind of thing that could have gotten like, 4.25, 4.5 stars, but that ending knocked it down.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because we all know if you guys go back and listen to my rant a couple weeks ago, I hate people hiding under the ring. It's dumb. What are they doing? Having a picnic? Like, when did they
Yeah.
get under there? Did they come out
It
with the
doesn't
House
make
of
sense.
Black?
Doesn't make sense at
Like
all.
they were just like, guys, we're just gonna crawl out to the ring during your entrance. Don't mind us, okay? Like, when did they go under the ring? When they
Yeah.
set the ring up before the show, so they sat there for 2.5 hours having like I don't know donuts. Like what do they do? I hate under the ring spots. If you're gonna come out through the crowd. Period.
Yep.
Come out through the crowd. Because if you're doing anything else or hiding in the crowd, maybe you're like two fake fans with hoodies on or something like Jericho likes to do, or you've got
Hmm.
lucha masks on and you can like hop the barricade and pull the masks off to like surprise her. Totally fine with all of that. Under the ring, I hate it. It's
It's dumb. Yeah.
dumb. Because
I agree.
who's sitting under there? It's just so stupid. Like I realize Hornswoggle needs company, but seriously, seriously. But other than that, I'm not gonna crap on this too much because I mean 99% of this was
It's
amazing.
great.
And then 1% I'm just like, okay, so that's your finish. I get why they did the finish too. I mean, it makes total sense with the
Yeah.
pay-per-view coming up. You had to go off the air this way because what happens after is Mox comes running out, Bucks run into the crowd, Mox gets a microphone because if you're going to send someone home on the pay-per-view, you're going to give the mic to Jon Moxley. And Mox says, you laugh and you smile while you can. Take pictures with the fans while you still have all your teeth. FaceTime your family while they can still recognize you. Because this Sunday, you'll be plastered on the pavement. This will be the wildest, most violent match in the history of AEW because the Blackpool Combat Club won't have anything less. If you're offended by the sight of blood, buckle your seatbelt because you haven't seen anything yet. Krishna,
Yeah.
they're going to kill each other.
They're gonna kill them. This is gonna be a bloody match. I'm really hoping. Like, listen, I get it. Be bloody. Be like, but don't like actually hurt each other, because like we've got a pay-per-view coming up the next month, so we need to build for that. But yeah, this Jon Moxley, this guy is so awesome, right? So awesome. Like, I give him the mic, let him just talk for like the entire show. I'd be happy with that. Um, yeah, because at 9:58, I was like, it's 9:58. There's 2 minutes left. Is something else gonna happen? So when Mox grabbed the mic, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. While the
Yes.
Bucks just stood there and didn't
Stared at things
do.
with no
Yeah,
Kenny.
that's it. Yeah. So he said, hug your fans and hug your kids. And so I was like, this is awesome. This is so cool. So yeah, I'm overly hyped for this match. I can't, like, I'm expecting great things from this match.
Yes, and copious amounts of blood and some very innovative violence from the Blackpool Combat Club.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know that Kenny can get pretty innovative with his violence too. So this should be pretty bloody good. And yeah, bloody being the important
Yeah.
word there.
Danielson is back. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. And yeah, I mean, you couldn't have picked a better guy to close the show out. You couldn't have picked a better guy to like provide that final bit of hype for the pay-per-view, the MVP of AEW, one of the
Mm-hmm.
greatest wrestlers in the world, Mr.
Yep.
Jon Moxley. So yeah, I mean, every time this guy opens his mouth, it's gold coming out. So
Yeah.
like just I mean, it's right now, in all honesty, is there a better promo in wrestling?
No.
More consistent, just day in,
No.
day out. Every time he opens his mouth, just amazing stuff comes out.
Until we get Eddie back on TV, then yeah,
I
I
know
don't see anything
Eddie's
else.
great.
Until we get
Oh,
Eddie back, that's it.
yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, the passion, the fire, it's all there. Like you can tell he just like they want to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that they want to kill them. So yeah, it was
Yep.
great stuff. Yeah. So overall, I thought solid episode of Dynamite. We got some really good wrestling again tonight, and a few promos that were kind of there. And you
Yeah.
know, the all elite talking, yeah, the all elite
Mm,
wrestling, really good. But I mean, that's kind of par for the course, right?
yeah. 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 I'm just like curious what's gonna happen once Collision launches, and how they're gonna handle pay-per-views,
Mm-hmm.
because you have two shows, you're building multiple stories on both shows. Are you gonna have like 15 matches on a card? What are you gonna do, right? Are we going back to the 6 hour shows again? I doubt it, but like it's gonna be interesting, I think. But hey,
Hopefully
a
they'll be
topic for another
selective.
day. Yeah,
Yes, hopefully they'll
topic
be
for another day.
selective. Exactly. So yeah, anything on the Omega level tonight, Krishna?
No, no, nothing on the Omega level. I mean, Jon Moxley's promos are pretty fantastic. The wrestling was great. Again, I thought the ending of the pay-per-view, the main event that I gave the match of the night to, was kind of weak. Like it was kind of weak. Not even for the reason you kind of said about they came out at the bottom of the ring. The attack on Claudio was like weak. Like it looked like they pushed him and then
I know.
grabbed him, and I was like, huh? And then you had to have the announcer say, "Oh, there was a super kick party that happened outside the ring." Well, we didn't see it, so I'm gonna
No,
assume there was, right? But I didn't see it. So
Krishna, when they got out from under the ring, see, they'd been under there for so long, their legs were
cramps,
cramping, you know, they
cramps. Oh
cramped,
God,
some limbs were asleep. It
they
took them a minute
thought
to actually
even
get anything
think
going once they got out from under the ring because they'd been
did
under
not
there for
even
so
think about
long.
that.
You know, I mean, they were probably like rolled around on kendo sticks, and you know, it's got to be
Kendo
37 kendo
sticks.
sticks under the ring, right? So yeah,
I hope so. I hope so.
yeah, exactly. So I just assume that's what's under every single wrestling ring. It's just a whole pile of weapons, right?
Well, I mean, that's what I thought until I saw like the ring under the ring at Smash. They had a vacuum.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
They had a vacuum. So I didn't see candlesticks, and we asked the question, hey, where are the candlesticks?
Yeah.
Um,
Aren't there just
and
supposed to be kendo sticks under wrestling
they
rings?
just weren't there.
No.
Interesting, just off topic for a quick second. The curse of the Maple Leaf continues, because the Florida Panthers have just advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals by eliminating the Carolina Hurricane in 4 games straight. So I think since 2016, 2017, every team that's faced the Leafs and beaten them have gone on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So if the teams didn't need motivation already to beat the Leafs in the playoffs, if you beat them, you're gonna
You
go
get
to
to the
the
Stanley
final.
Cup Finals. Oh, that's hilarious. That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
just I thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah. But to return to something that doesn't make me sad inside, you know, yeah, Omega level stuff. No, I agree with you. There was nothing on this that was Omega. Jon Moxley's promos came very close.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. Tony Storm's comment about that was almost
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism. That was close.
Yeah.
Brian Danielson talking about wrestling bears and
See,
telling Tony to do his research.
I didn't even hear that. I didn't even hear that.
Oh.
And then Taz, like Taz is so good on commentary. Like, hey, Tony Khan, if you're listening, lock that guy up, man. You need to keep that guy for how long he wants to do it. Him and Excalibur and even Tony Schiavone together, like they've
got
so
such
good.
great chemistry. They're just the three of them together have such great chemistry. They're a great announce team, probably my favorite announce team of all time. Because, and especially now that I've heard all of their like, well, the main show isn't on commercial break stuff, I'm like laughing my ass off at least once a show.
But that's it. Like even when they were on Dark and Elevation and all that stuff, right? Yep. Listening to them make the other person laugh was some of the best things I've ever heard, right? Because they would just say random stuff, and each of them they wouldn't be able to control themselves. And Taz is so good on commentary. He would talk about his abs and how much hair he had, and he decided to shave his head. It was a choice. I was like, come on, man.
Good stuff, Taz. Good stuff. Oh, I know. They're so good. They're so good. But all good things must come to an end.
This is true.
And as the great one, who hopefully we will actually see in a couple of days, since we did not see him at all tonight, except in, video segments, as he always says, goodbye, everybody. Mwah, and good night. Bang.
Good night, everyone.